If you've been wondering how on earth it's possible to quantum leap in your sleep, then in this training, I'm going to be diving into and sharing with you the science behind sleep and how it is the gateway to subconscious, cellular, and nervous system rewiring. But before we dive in, if you don't know me, my name's Louise Wilson, and I am a quantum manifestation coach. I show coaches and healers how to work with their energy, their ancestors, and the quantum realms to create the business and life they dream of. Alrighty, well, let's dive in. Your greatest transformation doesn't happen by working harder. It actually happens while you are sleeping. You see, sleep is your gateway to the quantum realms and the quantum field. When your conscious mind quiets, your energetic field becomes more receptive to quantum possibilities. And this is the perfect time to begin to rewire beliefs and receive downloads. Sleep is a very powerful time for deep healing, higher connection, and timeline shifting. So, why is it that sleep is so critical for rewiring? Well, real change does not only happen when you are awake. Most rewiring can actually happen while you are sleeping. See, during sleep, the brain reorganizes neural pathways. It processes emotional experiences. It resets your nervous system. It repairs your body and it consolidates new memories. So sleep is when the body gets to decide what to keep and what to update. So perhaps you're beginning to see how, when you start working very intentionally with those dream states, with the dream time, you can decide what you want to keep and what you want to update. Now, there are two powerful states of sleep. Slow wave sleep. This is very deep sleep, and the key functions of slow wave sleep are cellular repair and regeneration. Growth hormone is released, tissues and cells repair and rejuvenate. Nervous system, it gets to reset. The parasympathetic activity dominates at this time. So stress hormones drop and the nervous system recalibrates. The parasympathetic nervous system is often called the rest and digest system because it activates when your body is safe, calm, and relaxed. The key functions of the parasympathetic nervous system are to slow the heart rate, lower blood pressure, reduce the stress hormone release of cortisol, to stimulate digestion and nutrient absorption. It supports immune system function and promotes cellular repair and regeneration. The key takeaway here is that slow wave sleep and deep sleep strongly activate your parasympathetic system, creating the ideal internal environment for cellular repair, nervous system reset, and identity integration. Additional functions of slow wave sleep: immune system strengthening. Deep sleep boosts immune function and helps the body recover from daily stress. Integration of new patterns. The body begins embedding new identity signals, preparing cells and neural pathways for long-term change. Slow wave sleep in the nervous system. So slow wave sleep creates the conditions for the body to feel safe. And when the body feels safe, it can accept new patterns. This is why sleep is essential for identity change. So the nervous system must feel safe. Real change doesn't happen when the nervous system is in survival mode. If the body feels unsafe, it will return to familiar patterns, even if you want something different. When you experience calm, trust, and certainty, the parasympathetic nervous system activates. Stress hormones decrease, the brain becomes more flexible, learning and rewiring increase. So regulation is essential for transformation. And this is the very powerful work I share with my clients inside my Quantum Leap in Your Sleep program. Now, rapid eye movement sleep. The key functions of REM sleep are emotional processing. The brain reviews and processes emotional experiences, helping reduce stress and fear responses. Memory and learning consolidation. New skills, knowledge, and identity patterns are integrated into long-term memory. Neural rewiring, new neural connections form, supporting the rehearsal of future possibilities and behaviors. Imagination and dreaming. The brain activates areas for visualization, allowing rehearsal of desired outcomes and identity states. The key takeaway here is that identity is a biological program that you can begin to embed in your cells and in your nervous system while you are sleeping. It's possible to encode new programs and patterns into your nervous system and cells through repeated thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. So the science behind identity change is this. Modern neuroscience shows that identity is not fixed. The brain, the nervous system, and cells are constantly changing in response to experience. This ability to change is called neuroplasticity, brain rewiring, nervous system regulation, and epigenetics, gene expression changes. So identity is not psychological, it's biological. And researchers like Bruce Lipton and Joe Dispenza have helped bring awareness to how thoughts, emotions, and environment can influence the body. So when you combine soul journeys, quantum soul journeys, and sleep, what's happening is that you can begin to imprint new identity codes into your cells and your nervous system in a very intentional way. Why soul journeys work with your biology? Well, when you listen to quantum soul journeys before sleep, your mind starts to imagine a new future. You feel new uplifting emotions. Your brain fires new circuits. Your body releases new chemistry, and your nervous system experiences new emotional states. And then your cells are receiving new signals. Identity shifts happen with repetition, plus emotion, plus safety. So change happens when these three things repeat. The mind sees a new possibility, the body feels it as real, and the nervous system feels safe experiencing it. So as you listen to your quantum soul journeys before sleep, your brain rewires, your nervous system recalibrates, your cells respond, and your identity updates. And this is how transformation becomes biological. So for your next steps, each night before sleep, it's very important to pay attention to what you focus on and to avoid negativity, avoid negative conversations, negative programs, negative places. Your bedroom is also a very powerful, sacred space. The ancient Egyptians understood the power of this space and they created sacred dream temples to support dreamtime activity and dreamtime adventures, sacred adventures in the dreamtime. I share with my clients too how to create a very powerful vortex of energy within their bedroom to create their sacred temple for dreaming. Also, remember the beliefs, the emotions, the intentions you hold before bed become encoded into your subconscious, because in those states just before sleep and while you're sleeping, your subconscious mind is opening and is very suggestible and open to receiving the new abundance and authority and identity codes that you quietly feed it. So vision your future timeline before sleep. Sense, see, feel, know, and feel into the truth of who you are becoming. Before sleep, I always encourage my clients to listen to their nightly quantum soul journey. It's a very powerful ritual, a very powerful practice. Soul journeys are my superpower. And these quantum journeys before sleep are very intentional. They're created to support my clients to enter the quantum field in a very high vibrational state, very focused state, so that they can connect with the higher timeline that they're calling in, merge with those higher frequencies, begin to encode and embody those higher frequencies, identity codes, authority codes, abundant codes into their cells, into their nervous system, into their body and identity. It's very, very powerful. Remember, when the same signals repeat, the nervous system memorizes them, the brain wires them, and the cells adapt to them. And this is the power of these quantum soul journeys. This is how identity becomes programmed. And this is why sleep is extremely powerful, because sleep is when you can intentionally decide which patterns to keep and which ones you want to change. So every single night, you have a very powerful opportunity to hook up to the highest timeline that you want to call in. In the quantum field, infinite versions of you already exist. Your nightly quantum soul journey rituals support you to tune to the consciousness of the next level business and life that you are calling in. And when you listen to these quantum soul journeys before sleep with full-bodied intention, faith, trust, and belief, your cells respond to these new signals and your identity begins to shift, so that when you wake, you don't just think differently. These very powerful, intentional journeys into the field, these quantum soul journeys support you to begin to embody the version of you who is already living the vision. Now, when you wake up, this is very, very powerful time, because those first 10 minutes after waking, very powerful. Your brain's still in a very highly suggestible state. You're still in those alpha and theta states. Got one foot in the 5D, the other foot in the 3D realms. Your frequency is elevated. So again, I encourage my clients to get into the habit of listening to their quantum morning soul journey rituals. It's very, very, very powerful. This ritual that I create for my clients, it supports them to download the abundance codes, the identity codes, to continue to embody them in their cells and in their nervous system, and also to download the genius ideas that their higher timeline, their higher self has been sharing with them while they were sleeping, to receive the action steps they need to take for the day that can really move the needle in the business. This isn't the run-of-the-mill action stuff. This is high-level, highly aligned action. And as they take these steps, that is what can turn their vision into their reality. Action is so important. Taking action on the downloads you receive upon waking helps to create clarity, builds momentum, and then continuing as you go about your day to embody these new abundance and frequency codes, and to always feel those good feeling thoughts, allow those wonderful frequencies to wash over you and through you. It's very important. This is what I share with my clients. Always be calibrating your frequency. You have to be very intentional in your thoughts, feelings, and actions as you go about your day. Gratitude is a very, very powerful frequency to tune to. So if you haven't already started a gratitude journal, I really want to encourage you to start one, because it really helps you to raise your frequency. Positive feelings throughout the day. Notice how you're feeling. Pay attention to the signal that you're broadcasting to the field. And if your feelings dip, if you notice them dipping, get present to the thoughts that are creating those feelings, because beneath every emotion, there's a belief. So it's important to reach for better feeling thoughts. You'll also want to notice if there's any recurring patterns, emotional patterns that are surfacing for you as you go about your day. You know, are you hooked on patterns, emotional recurring patterns of resentment, maybe fear, worry, scarcity, or lack? Awareness is key in your healing journey, because you can only heal the things you can see. And as always, practice quantum habits. Continue with that nightly practice. This is what I encourage my clients to do, to listen to their quantum soul journey, nightly and morning soul journey rituals, and to really soak up those high vibrational feelings, thoughts as you go about your day. That's it. There you have it. Science behind sleeping, why it's so powerful to enter the dream time in a very focused, intentional, high vibrational state. I want to wish you sweet, blessed dreams as you travel through the dream time. And I'd also love to know what your biggest aha and takeaway was from this video. Drop those in the comments. I always love hearing from you. And if you want to receive new videos or notifications of new videos when they drop, click the subscribe button and the notification bell. And if you want to know more about me and the programs I offer, head on over to my website at www.louise-wilson.com. And you can find me also on Instagram at The Infinite Entrepreneur. Alrighty, that's it. Ciao for now.